What's up, everybody? Bootsy Greenwood here, and I want to tell you the one thing that you need to dial in to get your life on the right track. So many people out there, so many gurus, so many people telling you need to do meditation, you need to do yoga, you need to do enemas. People are having enema parties out there. It's crazy, but it's true. Here's the thing. There is one thing, right? Everybody wants that magic pill, right? Give me that one thing. I need to know what that one thing is that can change my life. And we discover, master cleanse. We discover meditation. We discover whatever. And we're constantly on that manifestation hamster wheel, trying to manifest our twin flame, trying to, get to the next level of business, right? From 30K to 50K a month or whatever it is. Still feeling empty as hell, worthless, sad, and alone. How do I know this? Because I'm always trying to get to the next level myself, right? I never wanted to be a YouTuber. I just started making some videos, and one day it connected with people. So I continue to do that, right? Like, I like to do comedy. I want to take my comedy to the next level, right? I used to be a musician. I want to take my music to the next level. And I would make a new album, and I'd be so stoked. And then I'd make that album, and it didn't keep me warm at night. It didn't make me feel fulfilled. It didn't give me the one thing that I really needed. So earlier I was walking around because it's been a great day, right? I've done all the things I needed to do. I've exercised, I've eaten right, I've gotten things established on my computer, things are in order, things are organized, all of those things. And I realize at the end of the day, while I'm doing all that stuff, I feel like I'm productive, I'm doing something worth doing. And then I get to the end of the day and what? Empty. Just feeling alone, frankly, right? Lonely. Like I'm missing something. So I start thinking, well, maybe I should go out and try to meet somebody, and then I won't feel so lonely. And, I kind of broadcast that out and think about that for a second, and then it's reflected back to me. How many times have I been in a relationship, had someone, a significant other, and felt just as lonely, just as alone, just as isolated, maybe even more, because I've got this other person now, and they're, worried about me, they're thinking about, what I can do, and I start to worry about them, are they, feeling insecure, and then I'm becoming insecure and reflecting that back to them, and it just becomes this whole thing. And it actually just makes things worse and worse and worse and worse. And it begins this downward spiral. And the truth is, as far as our spiritual journey, there's not one thing. There's not. There's all these little things that if we can just a little tiny bit, a little tiny bit, a little tiny bit improve, then that makes our spiritual journey better and better and better. Now, as far as us and how we connect to the universe, there is one thing. And I'm going to tell you what it is. It's a sense of purpose. A sense of purpose. Rather than even sense of purpose, it's a purpose. Because here's the truth, and what you don't teach you in school. You have a purpose. You are completely unique. There's no blueprint for you. There's no template for how to be successful for your life. You're the only one of you, and no guru, no teacher, no mentor, no coach can tell you how to create fulfillment, connect to your purpose in life. Now we have tools, we have techniques, we have ways that we can help people through that. But so much and so many of us, myself included, I've fallen down this trap where you see someone else's success and you think, well, you know what, if I just put their template in place for me, then everything will go smooth. I'll be able to do exactly what they did. And the truth of the matter is, the more you try and implement their system, the more of a parody you're going to become. So the less like yourself, the more disconnected you're going to feel from what? The one thing that gives you a blueprint, a fingerprint, right? Like the whole layout for the oak is in the seed. And the same thing is true with us. So we each one of us need to figure out what that is, or else we're going to have this nagging sensation, right? Like, this is what the church exploits. This is what marketing agencies exploit in us. This feeling of incompleteness. This feeling that something's missing. And you know what it is? It's your life's purpose. That's what it is. Now, your purpose is going to be different than my purpose. It's going to be different than every other person's purpose. And I don't mean to say that there aren't ways to help to find these things, and there aren't people that can help you with these things, right? Like, we do need to be with other people. Our nervous system absolutely craves it. I believe, I wish I could remember who said it. It's a beautiful quote. But they said something to the effect of that if every man is an island on top of the sea, that we're all connected at the bottom. And that's so very true, right? Like, how beautiful is that? So we do need to be around people. And generally speaking, our purpose is going to have something to do with helping other people. And generally speaking, it's going to have something to do with helping other people with something that we ourselves have struggled with in the past, right? When we first injure ourselves, we scrape our knee, we have what? We have a scab. And that scab is very sensitive. So, very often when we go to therapy or we talk to people about it, we're just ripping that scab off over and over again. And this hasn't necessarily healed just because, right? Like, every time we re-injure it over and over and over again, we're just ripping that thing off. I spent years doing that. Ultimately, though, finally, it eventually heals. And once that scab heals, it becomes a scar. Now, a scar is sensitive, but it's also healthy, right? Like, it's fine. Like, there's tenderness there, but you don't have to, you're not going to re-injure it if you just bump it up against something, right? So each and every one of us has something that we're here to give. And very often it has a lot to do with some of the things that we've struggled the most with that we're here for. And the more we can connect to this one thing, our purpose, our reason for being, or reason why, right? The more fulfilled we're going to be in these times where we don't have a partner, we haven't found our twin flame yet, we haven't manifested that Lamborghini or a garage full of them. None of those things are going to make us happy. So as I'm walking around tonight and I'm thinking, well, maybe if I could just meet somebody and then I'd be, I wouldn't feel lonely. Well, that's not how it works. The more you try to, because the world is a mirror, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. The world is a mirror reflecting what we project to it. So, if I talk about how lonely I am and how I want something, what am I saying? I'm saying that I don't have it to the mirror. The mirror is saying, okay, so it is, right? But if I can connect to my purpose, then even if I am a little bit lonely in this moment, I haven't found that person yet, I haven't found that thing necessarily yet that I want to do, then you know what? I'm being honest with myself. I'm not lying about it. I'm saying, you know what? I do feel like a little bit incomplete. I do feel like I would, like to know what the next thing is. I do want to take my comedy to the next level. I do want to take, and help more people. I do want to, bring some of the ideas that I've been studying for the past several years to more people so that I can help them, so that I can help them connect to their purpose, so that they can then go on to help other people find their purpose, who can go on to help other, because none of us are supposed to be what the system manufactures these little cogs to be, right? Like, none of us are. And that's why we resist it so hard. We resist it often by fighting against it, which makes it worse, or by denying that it's there, which also makes it worse. So what we're really here to do is really connect to our deepest sense, and that connection is really our connection to source or infinity, and that's where our identity lies. That's who we really are. Who we really are isn't a Philly cheesesteak or a barber or a hairdresser, right? Like, we can do those things. There's nothing wrong with doing those jobs, filling those roles in society. Those things need to be done. But it has nothing to do with our purpose, right? And so that's what I try and work on and work with people on finding and helping. So the one thing that you need to get out of it, to stop the funk, to end your manifestation struggles, to get out of your cage of rage, your manifestation hamster wheel. Ugh, whoever wrote that ad campaign, bro. Ugh, yikes. Is purpose. Purpose. A reason why. If you can connect to that reason why every day, even if it's difficult, you're going to be able to get through it. You're going to be able to face the struggles, face the pain, face the things that are barriers to your success. And you'll be able to do so without wanting to retreat, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that I've studied and learned over the past several years. But this is the most important thing. This is the one thing that if you didn't know all the other stuff, if you didn't meditate, you didn't do yoga, you didn't do enemas, you didn't, flush yourself out, you didn't eat right, you didn't go to the gym, you didn't do any of these things. If you just had a sense of purpose, it wouldn't matter. You could be alone, you could be facing struggles, facing challenges, and get through it no matter what. You could go to that job because you needed to for this particular period of time, which is all it is, and go through the motions of doing that job and rent yourself out and just do what the thing was that needed to be done at the moment until you further your progress to get to the next step, because your purpose is eternal. It is your connection, your tether to source. And if you can discover it, and you can, I'm going to actually give you a tool for that. If you can discover it, then you can absolutely 1000% change your life. Now, will it happen overnight that you'll have Lamborghinis in the garage? No, because back to the thing that I said earlier, it's a little thing, a little thing, a little thing, a little thing, a little thing. Kaizen is what it's called. Kaizen, it's a little bit of improvement over time. I've been studying self-help for like 8 years, and I've only gotten to the place where I am, which is not really that big of a deal, by doing a little. And then I would have times when I would just be like, I don't want to do this. This is boring. I'm tired. I'm not interested in it anymore. But once I connected to my purpose, I realized that the challenges were actually ways for me to develop new skills and reach more people. That looking back on it, I could have just said, oh, well, I'll just, be, a cook at a restaurant. And that's all I'll be. I'll go home, I'll play video games, I'll do this, that, and the other thing. I would have never had any fulfillment in my life. And honestly, by doing what I've done and connecting to my purpose, just helping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, whatever, it doesn't matter the number. That's not relevant. What matters is that I'm doing something. Doing, not being, right? Being is like this thing on a pedestal over here. Everybody wants to be, Lance Armstrong. Everybody wants to be, Freddie Couples. Everybody wants to be Jerry Seinfeld. Well, maybe not anymore. But everybody wants to have that sort of status and that sort of valor in society. But is it really worth it? Because if you're empty and you're devoid, you don't have a reason why, you're not connected to source eternally through your purpose, you're just going to be miserable. You're just going to be miserable and successfully miserable. Some people, I read the other day, the more money a person has, the more elaborate their death will be. As I'm walking around tonight and I'm thinking, well, if I can get my program going and get more people. I just want to help people. I don't care. I don't need more money. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that going to do for me? Right? Like, I could do what? So if I get my comedy to the next level, okay, cool. I'm opening up for somebody or I'm headlining, Cool. Great. Is that really going to make me happy? Of course it's not. If I find that person who's like the perfect counterpoint for me and start dating them next week, is that going to make me happy? No. Because you know what? If I'm out of alignment and I'm not connected to purpose, I'm going to get needy, I'm going to be gross, and basically just drive them away because I'm not fulfilled myself. And a fulfilled person is the only thing that's capable of having a true soulmate or twin flame or whatever that's called. Okay? So, I'm not trying to like throw shade, right? But it's true. It is. It is absolutely true. Everybody wants this one answer, this one magic pill, and I've got it. Here it is. Here's the one thing. You need to connect to your purpose. So, here's the sales pitch. If you go to my website, I'll give you a free ebook with a technique in it to find your life's purpose. And that's something that I do, is work with people, not only in finding their purpose, but in implementing it. And it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's a thing that every single person has to figure out. They have their own blueprint, but it's something that, people can provide techniques, support, etc., and help. I also have a Facebook group. Please check into that. I haven't been super active over there recently because I've been taking a little bit of a break and I'm working really hard on my program. But that's something that has a lot of resources and links to. And I also have a community, a Skillshare, as well as a time bank where people are actively working together and trading what they're good at with, other people for what they're good at, and building connections to help propel them forward without necessarily money being involved. Of course, money can also as well be involved. We can exchange and trade and however we see fit, whatever is most apropos, if you will. So that's my spiel. You need purpose. And if you don't have it, that's why you're here. You didn't come here to make it up. That's solipsistic bullshit. So go to my website, bootsygreenwood.com. I have a free ebook. If you put your email address in the bar, we'll send you an ebook. It's like 8 pages long, and that will show you and help you to implement your life's purpose, to figure out what it is. And if you want to work on implementing it in a group with a community, that's amazing and awesome, then we can talk about that. Just simply respond to my email, right? Send me an email back. It's quite simple, and we will go from there. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please share it, like it, comment below. Tell me what your life's purpose is. I want to know all about it, and I want it to help as many people as I possibly can to understand why they're here, what they're here to do, and provide as many tools and resources as possible so that they can begin to put these into practice. So please go to the website, do yourself a favor, get rid of that nagging sensation that something is missing in your life, and figure out what your purpose is. I want to thank Content Safe, my good friends, for distributing this content all over the place, because that's what they do, and they're really good at it, and it's super easy. So if you're interested in a little bit of assistance there, also hit me up. I can direct you to the fine folks over there. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see you next time.